So now that we have this hostname set up, AWS Moodle.satmoodle.edu.ph, we're gonna go and install it and just see where that takes us. Okay, so first is we need to get the mounted directory we've made. So let's go out and test it. So actually what I did before this video is I did this sudo systemctl reboot, and this restarts the machine, make sure that all the new PHP extensions are enabled, and we can also test if Apache still works and if it's mounting correctly. So let's go to our var directory first, and here we can see when we go to Moodle data mount that it's still mounted, so that's a good sign. And then the next thing we'll do is we'll check the server and see if it starts automatically. So here, let's click refresh. And okay, so since I'm getting somewhere, then now we know both HTTP and the mount is happening correctly. So we're gonna go in and install Moodle. So we're gonna go to the www directory. So cd/var/www/html. Okay, and then I have the download link for Moodle here. I'll actually paste it here so you can just see. Okay, so we'll put download link. I mean, just if you're interested. So just so that everything is here, it'll be easier for you guys to understand and use this file later. So I'll type wget, and now it's sudo wget, and now we have that file. Okay, that's the latest Moodle, and I'm gonna type sudo unzip Moodle latest. Okay, so now we have the whole Moodle in our HTML folder. Okay, and this is what our directory looks like. It's a zip file, a Moodle folder, and info.php. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we have to get our parameters for the database and the S3 instance. So the S3 instance, it's on /var/Moodle mount. So let's copy that and make sure we have that ready. Okay, let's paste that in our file. This is the mounted directory. And then let's get the database link. Next, let's store that here, and we're gonna go to RDS, right? RDS is where the Aurora instance is. We'll type RDS here. Okay, databases, RDS. And we just need basically our database access code to get access to our database. Okay, so database instances, we're gonna click that. And then here we can see database Moodle test. And when we click our database identifier, we're going to use the writer instance. Okay, so this is the one we want. This is the link we want, and I'm gonna copy that here. And I guess when I upload those files, I'm gonna take out these links. But for now, it'll be here. Okay, so now I'm ready to install Moodle. I have the mounted directory ready, and then I have our database link. Okay, so we're going to now go to AWS Moodle /southville.edu.ph/Moodle, and we're gonna follow the instructions. Okay, so wow, everything works. So we can click next. Okay, here first, data directory. This isn't the correct data directory because this is on our local machine. So what we want is the one on our shared service instance. So it's gonna be this one, okay? So that is the correct link. 1 second, actually before I click install, just click next first. Before we do anything, we'll go to the next slide, which is set the correct permissions, just so this install will work. So first thing I'm going to do is I am actually going to do the correct stitch mods and give Apache permission for all the folders. So here you can see. First, we're gonna do sudo chown. Chown is change ownership. Apache. We're gonna chown -r means recursive. Everything in this Moodle, or we're gonna do www. Okay, actually, we're just gonna go inside www, and then inside HTML, and then we're gonna chown the Moodle folders. Let's go sudo -r chown -r Apache, so it's the Apache user in the Apache group Moodle. Okay, so now Apache owns that directory, and sudo shishmod -r. This is actually not so good permissions, but it just makes sure that the whole thing is writable. So okay, this is a first one done. So now the whole directory is all permissions, and it's owned by the Apache username and Apache group. And we're gonna do that to Moodle mount as well. So sudo chown -r Apache Moodle data -mount sudo chmod 777. I mean, honestly, you should have better permissions than this, and Moodle has the direction the correct permissions, but we just want to keep things simple, and then we'll fix the permissions as we go along. Okay, so that's the permissions on both the Moodle data mount and the Moodle folder inside www. All right, so now we can actually go click continue, and we can go back and click next. So here again is our Amazon S3 instance. Okay, type would be Aurora. Okay. And then the database host, this is actually when it gets interesting. We're going to use the link of our AWS Aurora. So last is the previously we used our S3 for the Moodle data instance or the Moodle data folder. That's on AWS S3. And for a database, it's going to be on Amazon Aurora. So here, and then we can call this Moodle data temp, right? And then here we set this up previously 3306. So these would be the settings for Aurora. And we'll click next. And if you get here, it means you're able to connect to Aurora. You're able to write to everything, and you just click continue, and the whole thing runs. So that's pretty much Moodle. So I'll click continue. So while it's installing, I'm actually gonna okay. So it's gonna click everything's okay. A few things we could fix, but everything's okay. And then we'll click okay, and then we're done, right? So the whole thing will install, and while it's installing, what we're going to do is just go over one last time what we did today. And this is the end of the Moodle installation video. So let me just grab that, and just show you what we set up in these 4 videos. So what we haven't set up yet is load balancer. So this is not set up yet. And we only have one server. Okay, and we're not using Elasticache. So we've set up, so what happens is when the user accesses the site, first it checks Route 53 for what's the IP address. It goes to the correct EC2 server, and the EC2 server only stores Apache and PHP. The files of Moodle are actually kept now on AWS S3, and the database is not on the local server, it's on AWS Aurora. So this is kind of like we're halfway to a full horizontally scaling system. Okay. Alrighty, so that's it. Let me just see. So at least we could see with our system everything.